couple of things, David. First, if you can speak to Tony D'Angelo not skating with the main group, and secondly, in a larger issue, what's the line between reacting to last night and overreacting to last night?
Yeah, that's a balancing act, Larry. We certainly very alarmed at what happened last night. It really was a complete shocker to us as a staff, and talking to the players, they were surprised at what developed last night. But we do get to play them tomorrow. Let's see how we respond. But certainly, really disappointed. It really wasn't anything good that happened last night in any capacity, in any fashion of the game. So, and Tony just took an undisciplined penalty, and he and I've had a conversation, and we just gotta make sure that doesn't happen. We took too many penalties last night and took too many penalties last year, and we've got to nip it in the bud right now.
Yeah, David, just with Tony, was that just for today, or will he play tomorrow? Because it looked like, are you thinking about maybe Lindgren and Trouba we saw, Fox and Johnson?
Yeah, there's going to be more discussion about that, so we'll know that tomorrow.
With Tony, when you do something like that, I know you had lots of communication with him last year, and it seemed to sink in. Yesterday, after that double minor, I think he saw like 2 shifts and then sat for like 11 minutes and then got one more shift towards the end of the game. Is that message enough, or as a staff do you have to discuss it more and say maybe he needs a game or two?
Yeah, that's something we're going to continue to discuss and talk with Tony. And again, like I said, it's a process, so we take a lot of things in consideration when we make those types of decisions.
Yeah, hi, David. Specifically with Capo, it seemed like he moved him around a little bit last night, and I'm wondering, what you saw out of him and what you might have seen and didn't like.
Yeah, well, obviously when Rooney went down, we had a little bit of a juggling act with the line, especially with some of the penalties. So there was a lot of reasons why you saw that happen. But listen, this is his second year. Everybody here thinks he's a really good player. We just need guys to show up night in, night out, compete night in and night out. He's no different. He was on a crowded bus of guys that didn't have good nights last night. So he's got to be better, but everybody has to be better after last night's performance. That's for sure.
Hi, David. There were quite a few rookies that played last night that obviously didn't go the way any of them probably had envisioned the game like that. So what do you hope can be the lasting takeaway or the lasting lesson for some of these guys, including specifically Igor Shesterkin?
Yeah, it's not just the young guys. Our whole team needs to learn a lesson after last night. That's a team that does a really good job of being patient, not beating themselves. As much as winning is about learning how to win, it's also learning not to lose, and that's something that we have a hard time with, or have had a hard time with in the past, and certainly had a hard time with that last night. So, it's not just the young players that need to learn a lesson, it's everybody in our lineup, and we thought we found that balancing act at the end of last year, and we certainly didn't have it last night. We better find it in a hurry if we're going to have a chance tomorrow night.
How is Kevin Rooney, and what did you make of the play on which he got hurt, and what did you make of the play on which Johnson sort of barreled into heel without the puck also?
Yeah, Rooney's day to day. We're not sure, what his availability will be. But as far as both hits go, I thought the one against Hedel was a little excessive. Certainly should have been a penalty, and maybe one that the league might have looked at. And I want to give Johnson the benefit of the doubt with Rooney, but it's hard to imagine he didn't know he was coming, but I do want to give the guy the benefit of the doubt. I'm not 100% sure he knew that they were going to collide, but the play was below, so maybe he was looking at the play below the collision. I certainly, like I said, I don't think he goes out headhunting like that, but it was right in front of the bench, and to the naked eye, it did appear to see like he could have avoided him. But like I said, the play was below the collision, so maybe he was looking at the puck.
Yeah, David, are you planning to try Alexei on that right wing next to Panarin and Strome? And if so, what's the message to Kakko after he worked with those guys all throughout camp and only getting one game there?
Well, it's not just a message to Kakko, it's a message to everybody. And, we're not sure, again, like I said, we're trying different things. It's early in the season, you're moving pieces around, especially after a game like last night. You don't want to overreact. But that being said, if someone plays better than you, then they should get a better opportunity. But like I said, we'll make that decision either later today or tomorrow.
Coach, something you touched on last night, you made a quote about it, that every time we got the puck, we stood and looked for somebody else on the other side of the ice. Is that because it's a habit that's been with the team from last year. Is that because the Islanders are blocking so many shots that you almost get gun shy? And if that's the case, how do you adjust to try and generate more offense in that case?
Well, we allow them to block shots. One, I mean, when we get a puck, we hold it instead of having a shooting mentality. I mean, you shoot the puck before you get it. I mean, that, to me, that's a mentality. And, you know, too often we get pucks in an area that we could shoot it and we don't. And it's been a problem for us since I've been here. And this has been an ongoing problem. And, you know, when you don't shoot pucks, you don't get people turned around. You let people stay in structure. They're structurally sound anyway, but, you know, we allowed them to stay in their structure way too long last night, way too long. And it's just not a recipe to have success against them or anybody, really.
Alex in goal tomorrow night?
Yes, Georgiev played one. Yep, Georgiev played one, yeah.
Yeah, Dave, you spent a lot of time during camp focusing on effort, taking away time and space, talking about those kind of things. Why do you think it's not taking with the players? You seemed disappointed specifically in that last night.
I don't know. We're going to keep working on it and finding out why it's something that we didn't do last night. And we're going to keep pushing it and demanding it. And, you know, maybe losing the way we did last night will open some eyes and make it more instinctive as opposed to thinking that the coaching staff wants us to play that way. And to me, that's when you learn something, when you're doing it because you realize it's the right way to do it, not because someone's asking you to do it. So hopefully our guys have such a sour taste in their mouth after last night that they'll start doing it on their own and instinctively.